Hey everybody, Fatbird Finds here. We are at Rose Block Antiques in Harrisburg, Illinois. And I've never been here before. Mom's with me. She doesn't like to be on camera. So we are gonna try our best not to do that. But anyway, if you hear her voice and her talking to me, that's Mama Joy. And so let's go in here and see what we can find. Beautiful old building. Isn't that gorgeous? This, however, is not the main entrance. This is the main entrance. So now we're ready to go on in. Unfortunately, you're not going to get to hear Mom's voice because I couldn't edit the music out, and so I'm going to do a voiceover. But maybe next time we'll get Mom to talk on the video with us. This is a beautiful antique mall. It had two big sides, and just right off the bat here in this first booth, there were plenty of mid-century cuties to look at. This little owl with the mushrooms and the big brass owl that I just showed you was awesome. Oh, Mary Beth, look, you need this little guy with the little red top hat. Those guys look important back there. Were those presidents, former presidents back there? I'm not sure. Now, every time I see brass, I pick it up and check the price. Not too long ago, brass was not very desirable, but now it's bringing really good prices, and people are enjoying it again with the, boho kind of resurgence. And even in the traditional decorating, people are going back to brass again. Look at those little guys. $6.50 a piece. If their hair had been in better shape, I definitely would have picked those up. I love a good little mini figurine. But yeah, their hair was bad. Again, as per usual, the prices were right about retail, so you just have to hunt through to see if you can find anything to flip, almost like a treasure hunt. I'm not saying anything is overpriced. I'm just saying that there's no room for me to make any money flipping it for the most part. But I love these melamine plates. I almost got them for myself. They just had a little too much wear. They had utensil scratches and everything. But isn't that a cool pattern, you guys? Love that. Again, another really cute mid-century pattern. Not quite as cute as the first one, though. And these were in a little bit better shape. But I just didn't like the pattern well enough for myself. And they were just a little too much money to flip. So we left those behind, but those were fun to look at. Look at this. It says medical cabinet, $100. I guess we'll have to leave that behind, though. This is a cool old box. It looks like maybe like a cheese crate of some sort. It says the box with all 5 figures for $32. They're kind of German. I thought they were German looking, but they say Lindsborg, Kansas. And I looked it up, and the city of Lindsborg, Kansas is also called Little Sweden, or it was in its day. So this is kind of a Scandinavian kind of little set of figures. Aren't they adorable? I almost bought those. Those almost made the cut. There's some little Sirocco kind of butterflies. And the set of 4 canisters are striking looking with their big red apples. These little bluebirds of happiness always make me so happy. It's probably obvious because, Fatbird Finds logo is a big fat blue bird. But I do love these. These were $12. There was about 4 scattered throughout the booth. And even though the market has been kind of saturated with those. They're not bringing as much, but they're kind of climbing back up there again. And I think now then that these will sell for, you know, around $25 a piece. So I'm going to go ahead and get them because they're so springy and cute looking. Look at those two. I love those. And then this booth also had, I think, a yellow and a red one. So 2 blues and a yellow and a red. There they are. Yeah, there's the other blue one. There's the yellow one. And I also do end up picking up a red one. So that'll be fun to do in a live sale. We'll just present those for choice. And by the time you see this video, they will have sold by now. But super cute. Look, sunny day. That was a darling tag. I love that. And oh, I was just saying here that if I had the money, that I would personally love to have that art glass vase right there. If anybody knows the age of it, please put that in the comments below. I really don't know. I don't know if that's newer or, you know, I don't really know anything about it. I just actually love the way that looks. It's kind of Art Nouveau looking, and I just love that design. So yeah, tell me if you know anything about that one. Now here is a display of some Murano glass. That's a big perfume bottle. I think it all had a little damage. That had a chip. Mom pointed out this Murano tree. This is a rare Murano Christmas tree. Did that say $299, I think? But I was telling Mom, look, you can see there's supposed to be the Millefiori in there, but it's really misshapen and stretched. And I think sometimes that's not real Murano. I think that's one of the telltale signs. So I'm going to pass on that for sure. But it was fun to look at. And look, we've got bonus elephants. Look at that little Joseph original. $5. I was going to snag that. And then, of course, you look closer and it was $5 for a reason. It had been broken. Darn it. He's got to stay here. Yeah, we at Fatbird Finds, we are sucker for a bonus elephant. That was one of our original kind of private jokes on the show, is that we always ended with a bonus elephant for sale. This is a beautiful vintage crackle glass, cut glass piece. It's egg-shaped, so unique, but it was $27. It's Amberina, and that's about the top of the retail price that it could get. I hated to leave that piece, though. That was really pretty. I loved it, though. Now, I did end up getting this, and we sold this in a live sale. The little Japan dog. He was only $7.50. So we did pick him up. And, in fact, I think Catherine Young gifted that to a friend of hers. So that's adorable. I'm glad we picked him up, and I'm glad she enjoyed that. He's so happy. Mom pointed out this Higgins glass to me. I don't think she had ever heard of it before, but I had never seen a 3-piece set of the Higgins glass. It's fused glass. It's beautiful. It's got mid-century designs. I don't know the names of the patterns. I've seen it before with the watch faces and the clock faces. Gorgeous. $1.99 for the 3 pieces. It was beautiful. As we get over to the other side of the antique mall, this is more of the 70s boho kind of vibe booths over this way. So that's fun. And also we're going to get to some vintage Christmas. And that was really fun. Yeah, so this is, but right in here, in this area, it's the more 70s vibe. We've got the mushrooms and the owls and the macrame and all that going on. Look at this trivet, y'all. My trivet wall is coming right along. I can't wait. I'm going to do a video when I finish it up here, just anytime now. I know you guys have been on the lookout for the little straw trivets for me. And here's one. Yes. So it is paid off because it looks so pretty. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys that. Those have really gone up in price since I started my project. Did you see that? That one was like, I don't know, $13 or $14. You used to be able to pick them up anywhere for just $2 or $3. This pink kitchenware all looks pretty together. I thought that was going to be a Catherine Holmes bowl for sure. And it tricked me. It did have a little damage. Plus, that's not what it was. It's Villeroy and Boch. So, anyway, looks pretty though, with the mid-century, motif. Mom bought this cute little tea table for layman's. See the little brass gallery all the way around it, and it had the clover shape, and it spun. So, like, it's a little serving table. We sold it immediately, just like within a couple days of getting it home. Very pretty. She was excited to find that. Very English. Traditional. And I thought this was a really fun case. Look at all the little American pottery planters. Frogs and little football and deer. They're so cute. And then look at this piece at the bottom. It's a great big shell. But I think it's like the base of a fountain. I don't know. It was only $19 though. I kept thinking, what in the world could I do with that? I think I need it. But we did end up leaving it. And now, hang on tight, all you Christmas lovers. Let me just tell you something. If you see anything that you think that you can't live without, put it down in the comments with a timestamp, and I'll see if I can go back and get it. I completely got overwhelmed with the amount of good vintage Christmas in this booth. I only ended up getting a couple of little tiny, little bitty Santa things because I could not make up my mind. Mom said, are you into Christmas right now? I know, it's not the time of year. And I said, well, I'm always into Christmas, Mom. But when it came down to it, I really could not make up my mind. Look at this guy. I love him. He jingles. But he was $25. Also, the prices, I think the prices were really good. But, like, when you're in that $20 range, it's just like, do I get it or do I not? I'm not sure how much I can make on it. Like, that old stocking is $19. That's about what I sold my last ones for that look like that. But they're so cute. Sometimes it's just a matter of, you can't even find this stuff. So you have to pay whatever for it. I love the sugared candy, the plastic candy garlands back there. I remember those from my childhood, and I loved them then. And this windowsill back here, you guys, is full of fairies and little pixies and devils. That angel right there, $15, was a pretty good price on her. But I about lost it when I saw that shelf back there, and they're stuck back away from everything, and I thought, oh my gosh, these are going to be the find of the day. They're going to be cheap. But unfortunately, they weren't. They were pretty much retail prices. They were like $30 or so each, maybe. But you guys should take a good look at those. Maybe somebody out there might want to complete their collection, and I could get them for you. Because you just don't find those every day. He was cute, but like $18. So, I just didn't know. I just went back and forth thinking, well, that's pretty good price. And then I would be like, well, I'm just not sure how much they would sell for. And especially putting your money in them this time of year. But aren't those little devil ones cute? Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Who makes those, you guys? I can't think of it right now. I can't think of who makes these particular ones that I'm looking at right there. But they had theirs marked about $33 a piece or something like that. And then I turned over here to this cabinet and there was a lot of ceramics. I thought about Mother Tucker's. See you, Jason and Tina. And Enamor Amy. Look at these. I thought these were good prices. But I just couldn't decide. Yeah, look at him. He's all decked out in his red elf pixie outfit. $22. I thought that was pretty reasonable for him. And then look at these little cuties. Aren't they beautiful? $29 each. And then look at this big planter. These little girls with their little Christmas dresses are usually smaller than that. He's different. But yeah, look at her. And I think she was probably around $29 as well. But she's bigger. And then look back here. See the little girl holding the gifts? Oh, wait. I was going to show you this Santa first with his little red light bulb nose. How much is he? See, he was cute. Y'all, I just lost it. I just could not decide. I wanted all of it, actually. $12 for her. And this is the first time that I've really just couldn't make up my mind. I kind of think I was missing out on bargains there, but you guys are going to have to tell me in the comments. I think I'm going to have to go back and try to get some of them. Look at these big girls. You know, you usually see those as little bitty ones. And look at the size of those. I think those were $29, but I mean, I think they're worth a lot more than that, right? I just think that it's really rare to find all that ceramics together in one spot. Look at these sweet little sets. Looks kind of like the Holt Howard ones. But of course they're not. When you get them up close, you can tell that they're not. But look at this snowman. Isn't he cute? And they actually had 2 full sets of these. So I love that they're still in the box. The box wasn't in perfect condition though. So yeah, I told you guys I was being indecisive. I just could not make up my mind on these things. I actually think I was looking for the price on those. I think they're Commodore, right? And yeah, looky there. So that's the booth number at the top. And I just don't think that I found the price anywhere on those. And then I just talked myself out of it. Yeah, like I said, y'all tell me if I'm going to have to go back. See, there's the other set. Right there. Isn't that crazy? I was looking underneath, but there was no price underneath either. So I don't know what was up with that. It's making sure I wasn't missing anything. All this good vintage Christmas. There could be just like the perfect item hiding behind something. Look at that guy. Is he on top of like a wreath? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was handmade or what his story was. But then I spotted this girl, and look at her. Isn't that, I mean, I think that's creepy, right? She's holding Santa's head. It says Santa Face Angel Bell. She's got her little spaghetti trim. I did go and look her up, and she is highly collectible. But they wanted a pretty good price for her. But I had to show you because I think she's so creepy holding that Santa face. This little section was fun. I was looking around in there because it looked like there would be a lot of bargains. I actually did pick up these little Santas on this rope, which I don't know why. I mean, out of all the things I could have picked up, I guess because they weren't very expensive. But anyway, this is what happens when you get overwhelmed. Then you can't make a decision. There they are. Okay, so you guys please help me out. Help a girl out. Tell me what I missed. It's close enough that I can go back on a day trip. And you tell me exactly what you would have bought out of that booth. And give me a heads up. I think a namer Amy calls these little goobers. But yeah, that was just down in the basket, and this whole shelf was full of all of them. There were little pine cone guys like that, little goobers as Amy calls them, little ceramics. So I just kind of threw in the towel, which is crazy. I love those guys. $14 each though, so I don't know if that's cheap enough. Okay, well, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of thing on the channel all the time. We are live on Friday nights. So if you do get a chance to join us on a Friday night, we have a show called Flippin' and Sippin'. We talk about all the thrifting that we've done all week. And we have a little live sale, and then we have fun. We play games, and it's just a fun evening to get together. We also do mystery boxes. We offer those for sale. So do check us out on a Friday night if you have not done that already. I think that's going to do it for this video. Again, please hit the like button on your way out. It really helps our channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we really hope that you do stay tuned to see what Fatbird finds next. And we'll just see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.